All right. What is happening, everybody? What is happening? Yeah, let's see here. Didn't know if anybody else is gonna pop in. This is kind of I just kind of threw this on. I don't know if anybody wants to pop into the chat. I'm gonna do a Q&A. There's I got about 7 to 10 questions to answer. And let's see here. We're gonna yeah, this is live, Andre. This is live. I'm not going to drop any chats in the. I'm not going to drop any links in the chat though. But what's going on, everybody? Yeah, I want to. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean 12. All right. Yeah, I always like to start when there's 10. But what's going on, guys? Yeah, I got like 8 to 10 questions to answer that I got direct message to me. And let's see here. You all can tell me about the God of War Metacritic score. Like I said, I've been at work all day, so yeah, I've not been. Yeah. I'm gonna give a shout out to the 700 subs, and that's all you guys. Andre 6K, thanks for being here, brother. G Junior, if I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. Thank you so much for subbing and being here. Mr. 1985, thank you for being here. This is you all's channel. Let's see, Mo Shaft, yeah, you've been here a while. Thanks for being here, brother. Big shout out to you, Mark Camacho, for the just for the the game. Mark Camacho sent me the Metro game, and it's like a lot of shooters, but it was enjoyable. There was no giant rat on there, so yeah. So big shout out to Mark Camacho. Other ones that have donated, Trey BK. Big shout out to him. Just everybody that's donated. Savage Juger for jumping on the podcast at a moment's notice. Sick Humor for just being Sick Humor. I mean, he's a good guy, good tech guy. Why it's so late today? Good question, Halo Storm. Shout out to you. I got off work at 8:40 and I didn't get home until almost 9. So that's why I'm doing this. I mean, I was on a shout out to Titanfall Princess. Man, yeah, Titanfall Princess with Fatal Mephisto was on over there. Cortavius, Rambo's Corner. Shout out Duvana 809, I think he's a sub here as well. So shout out to him. If you don't know this, the Yankees and Red Sox have resumed play, and you all who are Yankees or Red Sox fans, go check that out. But that's why it's late. And yeah, I appreciate that. 1985. I'm definitely going to try to. It really fast. I've told this story before. I think when I got to 400 or 500 subs, which is, and I'm not saying that to brag, is that my goal was 50 subs. Literally, I remember going to Facebook and asking people just to sub to the channel. They had to listen, but just to sub. And I also have to give a big shout out to, and I'm gonna give a shout out to a lot of people you may not expect, because there's a lot of people who I've listened to who you do want to deliver content like them, and it's going to be a surprise. So big shout out. I mean, I like my man Next Gen 720. The first podcast I was ever on was with Next Gen 720. When I had some inside information about the Scorpio, I said it was going to be $799, and I was quoting. I was given the price. The reason I said $799 or $899 is either $799 or $899 because Microsoft was developing a first-party VR headset. They scrapped it. The Scorpio. I mean, the Xbox X now can do VR. I mean, it can do really good VR. It's got a good chipset in there. So, what's going on, Mr. Great? How you doing? So, Simon Jared, how you doing? Again, for all the people that are mods, if you see any shenanigans coming in here, block them for good. I got no problem using that. I mean, when you're first starting out, and shout out to Ian Robinson. What's up, J-Dog? Shout out to Ian Robinson because he said, look, it's big shout out to you, Disinfect Enemy. So Corey Massey, yeah, big shout out to you, Corey. Corey Massey, yeah, Corey Massey will get what I'll say later on. But like I was saying before, I didn't. I originally started the channel to talk to try to bring the video game community to have something for like the video game community, the comic book community, because you all talk a lot of you all are crossing over more than you think. And but then I was a big UFO guy. I mean, I stayed up late at night watching Coast to Coast. Yeah, I think it's called Coast to Coast with Art Bell. I think it's with George Norrie now. But all those shows with the Roswell crash and all that I watch stuff like that. I'm like, well, let me go ahead and just try to bring all three of that together. And I still remember my goal of 50 subs. I remember I came home one day and I had jumped from 8 subs to like 21 subs. And then I went to like 21 to, I was at 21 subs forever. And I actually asked people on my job, they didn't have to listen. They do not have to listen. But this sub, I was trying to get my sub count up. So yeah. But I well, yeah, the Coon 1985. Yeah, I got a lot of different interests. I'm trying to tell you why I started the channel. And so I didn't expect what I've got now. But that's my point. I'll make a long story short. All right, what's going on, Fall of Duty, who had the best gaming quote of all time on the like I said, it's one of the funniest quotes I've ever seen when he said it was about Kingdom Hearts. Shout out to Randall Thor, was trying to do a video saying how Kingdom Hearts, I think it was Kingdom Hearts 3 or 4, was not going to sell well on the Xbox. And I still remember what Fall of Duty said, and one of the funniest things I heard. So Disaffect Anime, I've really tried, but here's the thing. All right, bashing Xbox. I would like to say that that I was right about what I said on the multiplayer podcast. Okay. As far as bashing him, I've had the Xbox longer. I'm going back to the OG Xbox. I've had the Xbox longer than I've had PlayStations. I never owned a PlayStation 3. And the PS1, I got in on the last 3 years of PS1. That's when I got in on that. So that was what, 90, whatever that was. So I did have the PS2. I had the PS2 the whole generation. And I still remember going to GameStop. I think it was EB Games. I remember going to EB Games and trading in my PlayStation 2 and 10 to 12 games. I mean, those are strong games. That SOCOM and Grand Theft Auto and all that went out the door. And yeah, most of them, well, I disagree with Mo, but I'm not here to say they're not idiots, Andrew. So, well, what's up, brother? What's happening, man? What's happening? But what's going on, Trey BK, man? Big shout out to Trey BK, everybody. So, but yeah, you're playing Sonic Generations, making you love the game, making you love gaming again. Now, yeah, that's. I think we got away from that. I think we all did. I'm guilty as hell. I mean, I said it on Ash and Luca's channel. I've said it on. I'm saying it now. It's easy. It's because, and again, what I thought was that those guys were wanting to have a conversation about gaming, and that's not what they wanted. And the next thing you know, you're trading comments back and forth, and then it's like, well, you're not going to one up me, and I'm going to call you this, and it's like, what's going on, Kevin Kendall? Shout out to all you all. Yeah. Kevin Kendall. So yeah, always a pleasure, brother. But yeah, so I'm guilty of it too. I mean, I am. Shout out to Cycle Gamer. I was ready to take a trip to Atlanta. The 6-hour trip you keep hearing about. Yeah, I was that guy. I was ready to get in my car and drive to fly that whatever. I mean, it was bullshit. I laugh at it now. He laughs at it too. Thank God, he's a cool guy. So shout out to Cycle Gamer. And that's why he's a permanent mod, because that's all I can do. That's like my way of saying, dude, I fucked up. You a cool ass dude. So, but it's just stuff like that. And, and I've seen other people in this chat. shout out to all you all. I think want to have serious conversations, just gaming conversations, but you know, you ultimately get into a pissing match, and it's not worth it. There is nothing wrong with the Xbox. I mean, you're getting the Xbox community saying there's something wrong with it now. I mean, that's what I don't understand. I mean, that's why I'm of the mindset of if you bought the Xbox, you know, you should know how many studios the Xbox has. Now, who knows? They at the next Xbox Access or E3 or Gamescom or whatever, GDC, Microsoft may walk out there with Xbox and say, we've acquired this and we are building that studio, you know. But you know, but to sit up there and buy an Xbox and then to hear somebody say, well, I want games that are like the PlayStation, or that's silly. That's like buying a 3DO and saying I want games that are like on the Vita. Just buy the Vita. You know, just buy the Vita. So that was a long time ago, Trey BK. So, you know, well, I mean, again, shout out to Superfly TNT. Again, the Xbox isn't dog shit. What's happened is that a group of people bought Xbox. What's going on, old dog? They, you know, you don't need. All right, this is gonna kind of lead into the God of War '94 thing on Metacritic. It's just an opinion. That's it. It's just an opinion. What if you go by God of War? You say it's straight garbage. All right, is that because because Metacritic says it's a 94 means it's a 94, or how about it's what you need it to be? If you buy it and it's a 100, what are you gonna do? Scream at Metacritic? You know what I'm saying? It's just like I tell people, it's the same thing that's happened in the DC film community, DCEU people, the people that like Suicide Squad and Batman v Superman. They actually thought, and I don't know what they think now, they've backed off of it because their message got co-opted by a white supremacist group that was going to try to take down Black Panther. But they actually thought that Rotten Tomatoes was out to get DC. Like they literally were sitting around, even though Rotten Tomatoes is a, that's an aggregate. They're just getting things from all sites. You see what I'm saying? So, well, I mean, again, that's the thing. The Halo Storm, you're saying that you're happy with your X than I was with your Xbox 360. That's all that counts. As long as you're happy with it, that's all that counts. You don't have to. I just think what's happened is that here's what it is, guys. Look, let me tell you the difference in all three of these gaming communities outside looking in. The Nintendo company, that's for people who love the wax nostalgia about when they were playing games as kids. They don't have a ton of time on their hands because they have families now, and they can buy a Nintendo system, whether that's the Wii or the Switch, whatever, and they can go back and play a Mario game, a Smash Brothers game, because remember when I don't know if you all noticed, when the Nintendo came out, it came out with a gun for Duck Hunt, and it came out with 2 joysticks. They're the only company that launched with 2 joysticks. Sega was the first company that only had 1 joystick, and they charged you $39 for the second one. Well, now if we say joystick for $39, if you think it's cheap, so. But that's the Nintendo. And again, that's nothing against the Nintendo. Okay. The Xbox is designed for people who, I mean, I'm just saying, this is somebody who's had an Xbox I've had every iteration of Xbox. Those cats want to come home and connect online with their friends. Now, let's pause right there. I did that already on the PC. In 1995, 96, 97, when I was playing games like Descent, Diablo, Forsaken, all the, games like that. Those were the games, Quake, Rainbow Six. Those were games we played online. Ghost Recon. Those were PC games. Now, every game I just named you, well, Star Wars, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, Star Wars, Oh man, what else did they have? They just had a game called TIE Fighter. They had a game called X-Wing. Those are all those games are now pretty much on what you call it? It's Star Wars Battlefront. But but yeah. Yeah, I gamed on PC in '96. I remember I was playing Descent the year when University of Kentucky won the national title in '96. I was playing online that night because they were playing on a Monday night, and I had worked till 8 o'clock that night. I had worked 11 to 7:30 or something like that, so somebody can go out and get their drink on. So yeah, you also yeah, I did too, man. I mean, that's the thing. That's what cracks me up is that. So going back to the Xbox community, that's what they want to do. Right? This where they made a mistake, I think, online is they think that everybody should be like that. That's where they're going wrong. And so when people said, "No, I don't want a game like that necessarily," a lot of them considered that bashing Xbox. I don't know how if I can't bash it because I own one and it's my secondary gaming console. It's my secondary gaming console, and people are like, well, you're dissing Xbox. How? I bought one. Okay, if I hadn't bought one and then I was on here saying that it was garbage and trash and who cares and blah, 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 then you could say I'm bashing. Okay, now the PlayStation gamer is splits right down the middle of those people. They have some online gaming that they play, but it's not what they want. It's not a big deal. Okay, if they took online away from Sony tomorrow, Sony PSN came out and said, we done, yeah, they would lose people, but their brand would still be going. If third-party studios came out tomorrow and said, we're done making games, just imagine all these third-party studios say, all right, we're done making games. We're gonna go make fences. We're gonna all go help Trump build the wall. We're not gonna make games anymore. Then who collapses first? Xbox does. Xbox would drop overnight exponentially. So yeah, I played Doom and Wolfenstein. Yeah, I played Wolfenstein in the 80s. I played that game in the 80s. My mom didn't understand why I wanted the game because it was all in German. Like you had a little message thing that you would read, but the game was in German, what the guards were saying and stuff like that. So, but yeah, all right. So people asked me, one of the questions I got was about all right. So back to what I was saying. So PlayStation, they cut right down the middle, and they have great exclusive content, but they play online it's secondary. I'm not here to say they don't play online. Don't put words in my mouth. So, I don't know what else to say to people at this point anymore about it. So, but that's where I'm at now. Now, shout out to Fatal. He said it's fun to bash these guys. I'm like, well, if you want to say it's fun to watch people react to other people's opinions, it is. I'm not gonna lie about that. What's going on, Cali Rex? Shout out to you, brother. Some Dizzo, I didn't see you there, brother. How you doing, man? So, and I heard that there were Sony fans harassing our alleged Sony fan. Let me make it alleged. Fans that were harassing some of the writers or whatever you want to call them, the people that did the reviews. And it's like, damn, it's not that big a deal. I mean, the game is supposed to be a good game. You're either gonna, I mean, it'll be the first God of War game. I try to go get, and I never played God of War because I did not have a PS. I think the God of War 1 was that on the PS2. I can't remember. That's why I'm asking. But if it was, I had already gotten rid of my PS2. I mean, when I played Knights of the Old Republic 1 on the Xbox, the OG Xbox, that was it. I was done. I was never going to go back to the PS2 to save my life. So even when the PS3 came out, and, one of the things that they always say, well, Sony said 1080p makes you a better gamer. What's up, Lincoln Clay? How you doing, brother? Thanks for subbing, man. I do appreciate it, man. I respect a lot of your opinions, man. Hopefully did you get your steering wheel, Lincoln? Lincoln, he's jumping with both feet into the car with Gran Turismo. He's supposed to go out and get the that force feedback. I was gonna say joystick, steering wheel. So yeah. All right, Corey, I don't disagree with that. Yeah. I mean, if it got an 89, that's still real good. That's like a movie coming out and it making $138 million opening weekend. You know, so so you know, but yeah, I mean, so when Xbox people say, well, so Sony said that 1080p makes you a better gamer. Sony also said that people were going to go get second jobs. Oh, he got the Thrustmaster. All right. Well, how is it? Is it what you thought it was going to be? Were you getting kind of the feedback that you're getting that you wanted? I should say. I know you were talking about that the other day. So, but is it what you expected? That's my thing. Are you happy with your purchase? So, but so Sony, like I said, Sony said 1080p makes you a better gamer, which is garbage. It doesn't. But they also said that the PS3 was so good that everybody was going to go out and get it and get a second job. So I mean that's legit. That's that Sony actually did say that. So you can look that up yourselves. So it's a good racing wheel. Yeah, I don't yeah, it's like when somebody was telling me I was playing Elite Dangerous and I blew this guy out of the sky. He thought I had a stick. I'm like, well, it's why have a stick? You're in outer space. You got no rudder. So I don't blame you for wanting to drop on that 200. Yeah. PS3 sold millions at 600. Well, it did, but it didn't sell great until it dropped to what? 3 something. When it matched the price of the Xbox Elite, was it $399? When it matched that price, then it started selling. And again, Sony starts traditionally slow. Once their exclusives start coming out, there you go. So listen to the coon, he's silly. But God of War getting a 94 on Metacritic, that's just opinion. What if you, like I said, what if you go buy it and you're kind of like, all right, there are things you like about it, but you don't like it overall, or you like it overall, but it was you didn't like enough of it. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean it's still the same game. And yeah, you can get into people, and I jumped on the people about as far as the Xbox and stuff are concerned, the ones that I liked what Matt's Gaming did with his channel the one day when he came out with I think it was Detroit Become Human was going to be true 4K or something like that. And all these Xbox people were in his comment section. So he did like a 20-minute video explaining what Microsoft means by true 4K and how the PlayStation Pro does have games that, based on what Microsoft said, is 4K. And everybody shut up on his comment section. I mean, they all did. They were like, well, if it's not native, it doesn't count. And that's when I said, and I didn't go digging in on people. I just said, so okay, all these dynamic 4K games on the Xbox, you're going to say they don't count now with a question mark. That's all I said. That's it. So, no Wi-Fi. I agree. No 1080p capability. You're right, but the 1080p TVs weren't the prevalent TV at the time, Andrew. Remember, it was 720p TV. That was the standard high definition. That's my first high definition TV was 720p, Samsung, LCD, black on black bottom, black top, so. Halo Storm, again, it's not it's not designed for that. It can do that. Again, a lot of the first party games are getting true 4K. But again, that's not what I'm talking about, So, and again, most of its library isn't. It shouldn't be. That's not what they built it for. So, so anybody who buys a Pro thinking they're going to get a ton of 4K games, that's not true. That's not, that's not what you're going to get. So even the Uncharted series is 1080p. The Lost Legacy is 1440p. So, You know, how many of you Xbox guys went out and bought Hellblade and are playing it and are enjoying it? Because see, I'm seeing more damage control over over God of War I'm seeing people in the Xbox community talk about Hellblade, and that's not okay. And you can't blame that on the Sony guy or the Nintendo guy. You got to blame the Xbox guy. So I have not, Slim Dizzo. Shout out to you, brother. I was at work all day. JKS Guy Code 17, what's happening, brother? How you doing? So shout out to all you guys. Zelda Breath of the Wild got a 97 on Metacritic. Do you really think it deserved that? I never played Zelda, so I don't know. But shout out to you, Kevin. I mean, so if the question's for me, no. But get your questions ready. So, what kind of TV you looking at, Halo Storm? Are you waiting on a sale, or there's going to be some sales pretty soon because the NFL draft is pretty soon. Does that mean God of War is not a great game? We don't know if it's a great game because we, the public, haven't got our hands on it. So it sounds promising, but I've never played a God of War game, so I don't know what to expect. So you think it'll go to a 95? Okay. Are all the reviews in yet for it? Yeah, I mean, again, Corey, you're right. I don't know why a lot of people throw shade at 1440p, especially when most PC guys are not even playing at 1440p. So get a $2,000 TV. Why, brother? You don't need to get that to get good picture quality. Is that what you're looking for? You know what kind of TV you're looking for? So like LG, are you looking at an OLED or something like that? I mean, if you're gonna go $2,000, you might as well get an OLED, man. So yeah, all the reviews aren't in yet. See, I just guessed a 92. Is a 92 bad? What if it's a 92? So yeah, go OLED, Halo Storm. And again, if you're gonna drop that coin, go OLED, man. So, and that's from J-Dub City. He what kind of whip he's cracking. So, so a large amount of reviews, IGN and a lot of others, not all through. Well, yeah, what's it going to be finished by next week? All the reviews will be in. So, Metacritic. Now, all right, Metacritic, is that an aggregate or is that an actual group of people? So I'm just asking. Taking a 900p 1080p game and stretching it up to support 2160p frame buffer with some extra tech, not the same as native 4K. Well, you're right, but is it all right? You're right. You're right, but is that still not a good thing? You see what I'm saying? You're right. Now, if they did that what they did, or if BioWare does for Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, what Rockstar did for which I mean, again, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 benefit from tremendous the down sampling or up whatever you want, super sampling. So what's going on, Impatient Fire? Appreciate you being a sub, man. Appreciate you being here. So that's 10. I mean, somebody told me it'd be 10:30 almost Eastern time, and there would be 30, 40 people willing to rock it out, So but how many guys did you hear damage controlling? Guys and gals. I mean, they were damage controlling today. So, well, Halo Storm, all the reviews aren't in yet, and it's not that big a deal. It was a prediction, so it's okay. You don't take prediction literally. So, yeah, but you can't take an L because it's a prediction. So you can't. It's not like you said that. What's going on, Andy Hart? Appreciate you being a sub. Is OLED better than a? I think the 900E doesn't that have some OLED technology in it? That 900E is nice though. You may want to take a look at that. I still think OLED is the best TV I've ever seen, but it's not my money, And it's just a matter of what you want at that point. If you can get a 900E, then yeah. If you can get, Detroit Become Human will get an 88. All right, that's fine. So, so yeah, and I'm glad you brought up that guy, Superfly TNT, because that's when I heard him. That's what I decided not to be. Okay, because I said there's it's not the. And again, I heard a podcast with him and several other Xbox guys the other night, and it was a good podcast. I mean, it was. So was RDX the other night. That was a good podcast. It does sound like some of the people on that podcast have kind of changed their views. So if you go into their podcast now and listen, you wouldn't believe some of the stuff they were saying before. So it's just, my whole thing is that people evolve. So what's going on, Alex Meyer? So yeah, Digital Foundry did say that, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think Detroit will as well. I think it's an 85. It's still I think it's still a very good game. Did I see his video? I watched a little bit of it at work. I thought it was funny. So you're passing on Detroit. I hear you, brother. So so no, Randall Thor is not that. He's not. Got the morning of work. I read a few. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know how Twitter broke. I saw some of the early scores this morning before I went to work, but I didn't know how Twitter broke on it as far as how they were going to what people were saying, like the damage control, which we knew was coming. But did you all step back? And I'm talking about everybody, even you, Halo Storm. Did everybody in this chat step back and say, I'm just going to, because I mean, what I've noticed is that nobody's talking about Hellblade. I saw Halo Storm said he double dipped on it. Okay, but I've seen more damage control. What have you seen more today? And I know we're just a small part of Twitter, but have you seen more damage control on God of War, or have you seen Hellblade? I mean, I've not seen these cats tweet out any Hellblade pictures at all. And it's all right, and I'm not knocking it. They didn't buy it. Is what happened. So yeah, OLED will have some burning. So, but just so you know. No, I haven't been on Twitter since earlier. Yeah, see, I hadn't either. I hadn't really looked at Twitter. So yeah, I seen, shout out to Fatal, like he said, people are like, hey, what's 100 minus 6? 94, lied and said he threw up blue food trying from, well, of course. I mean, but again, here's the thing, Andrew, is that you're expecting those guys to change. They're not going to change. That again, I understand where you're at though, man, but those guys aren't going to change. So Hellblade got no love from the Xbox community today. That's part of the problem. You're all God of War, damn. Like, shout out to Impatient Fire. Okay. I've got a question here about Infinity War. Shout out to Devil May Buy. I guess that's a takeoff on Devil May Cry. He wants to know, who do I think will die in Infinity War? I think Captain America will die, but not Chris Evans' Captain America. I think it will, because he's Nomad at this point. So I think they're going to have somebody else being Captain America, and that person will die early on. So, and that's, I also think that Black Panther and none of those characters are dying. They're too damn popular. I think that some will be missing. I think I think Iron Man will be missing at the end of the Infinity War. I also think that Star-Lord will be missing at the end of Infinity War. Missing, not dead. So, Yakuza, I never played a Yakuza game. So need to end along their entire fan base. Yeah, Savage Juger said, yeah, Hellblade's awesome. Yeah, I'm not, and Savage is right, it is. But what I was asking the chat, Savage, and I don't know, I'll get to that question, Callie. Savage, what have you seen on Twitter? Have you seen a lot of Xbox guys talking about Hellblade or doing more damage control for that movie? I mean, for that game. So well, again, Andy Hart. It's just a prediction. I got no inside. I got no inside baseball on this movie. It is. It's extremely difficult to get information out on this movie. I mean, it is what they did in Europe when they screened it. Is they only let them? You think Hawkeye would die? Yeah, a lot of people say that. So, Barron calls me stupid because Robert again. But you know kind of the way that man's personality is. Waiting on him to do that, you're holding your breath. So everybody's saying Hawkeye. Okay, damn. So you do know Jeremy Renner is signed through the next Avengers movie, though. But somebody could be a Skrull. I mean, somebody could be a dirty, stinking Skrull. So do you know where Ant-Man will be? Right now, I don't see Paul Rudd's names in the credit. So, and you got to remember, Ant-Man is happening like simultaneously with Black Panther. I think at the end of Ant-Man and Wasp, we're going to get we'll get somebody from Black Panther, probably Shuri with her own end cutscene. This is my opinion, though. So that his name Hawkeye is useless and has no movie. Yeah, they're step down characters. I agree. Black Widow, Hawkeye, anyone go? No, I'm not. But shout out to anybody that's going to see Super Troopers. Thor and Captain America. We don't know ones that die. So I think Loki dies. I think Heimlich dies. I think Loki dies after he sends Hulk and Thor back to Earth. So that's just what I think, though. Again, no inside baseball. Classic Star Wars games again. But shout out to you, Halo Storm. That's cool. Well, yeah. I mean, so Robert McLeod, my point to you is don't waste your time and energy waiting on him to do it. So I understand you want him to, though, but he never will. So what's that? Do we know main villain for Infinity War? Do we know? Yes, Thanos and the Black Order. Yeah. See, when I'm playing God of War, give it an honest review. Yeah, if I'm still around, that's what I'll definitely do. Yeah. So I'll play for 6 hours and I'll give it the best review I can. So if Loki does, I'm done. Okay. Yeah, but Tom Hiddleston is not supposed to be in the next movies. Tom Hiddleston's Loki character was only supposed to be in Avengers, and that's it. So it's hard for you to go back and play blocky old games. Well, what if they give them the treatment, they call it? What's up, Calyrex? We need a Marvel Defenders movie crossover with Avengers. Yeah, that probably would be pretty cool. Although you may see some of the Defenders in the Spider-Man video game that's coming out. You may. They have been talking to the showrunner of Luke Cage. So yeah, those games didn't look blocky from what I said. I agree with you, Halo Storm. So, but yeah, if you want the best version of it, of course, get PC. I've never understood why cats hang on power, and PC, that's the place to go. So Lobo will make an appearance. I have to wait and see. So you don't have a PS4, you're not a gamer. Shout out to OBJ the Don. Trash. Am I going to get Spider-Man? Yes, God willing. Shout out to you, DS Wilson. How you doing, brother? Thanks for subbing. So yeah, I'm gonna get Spider-Man. God willing. So. Well, I mean, you don't need a pro. I mean, most people don't have a pro. Don't worry about that. That's what I've never understood. Most people that have PlayStations don't have a pro. So I don't understand why it's that big a deal. They need to kill Thor. Really? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was 2 questions who I think will die in Infinity War. So I think some of the Black Order, they're going to die too. I don't want them to, but I think some of them will die. So if you don't have an Xbox One X. Well, you guys, you know, you do know the Xbox One S is the biggest selling Xbox. It's outselling the X. You know, so yeah, my Pro. I like my Pro. I mean, I like the games I got on it. So you want the Pro to help a friend, so you can give him your Slim. Okay. Well, I mean, again, you can go get them for about. You might be able to get a PS4 Pro at a pawn shop for like $329. So, can you see Green Goblin being in any Spider-Man DLC? Possibly, possibly. So nothing's been confirmed. Microsoft turns you full pony. There you go, brother. You bought an 85 KS85. How do you like that TV, Alex? So I had the 7000 series. I couldn't afford the 8000 series. Yeah, I agree with that, Halo Storm. I love Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. Which game did you like more, though? Did you like Knights 1 better or Knights 2 better? I liked them both, but which story did you think was better? You're buying a new Pro, okay. What's up, Fatal Mephisto? Shout out to Fatal Mephisto, man. Big reason why I was able to pick up the mic and jump online because of guys like Fatal. Fatal and One Stop, man. So, do I have a PC? Not yet. I'm looking at I'm torn between the i5 CPU and the Ryzen CPU, and I've got the I'm saving up right now for the RAM. I'm trying to get 10 to 16 gigs of RAM. You like KOTOR 2? Okay. Yeah, that was a little darker. That story was darker, so I understand why you liked it. So, so the God of War review score is going to catapult the Pro and sales to 100 million. Well, possibly. Yeah, it wouldn't shock me. So they already said there will be story DLC. No, I mean, yeah, that's a good point. They cut content, just a double dip. You may see those characters in game. You just won't be able to interact with them as far as mission based. Okay, that's a difference. Yeah, KOTOR 1, I agree. Halo Storm. That's the first Xbox game I ever bought. I remember I traded in my PS2. I got I said, do I have enough to get the Xbox? She said, yeah. And yeah, Savage, yeah, I got you. The Ryzen, yeah. And then he said, if you're getting the she said, if you're getting the Xbox, you should get Halo. And I was a guy. I'm sorry, it was a guy. And he said, that's it. And then I said, what about Knights of the Old Republic 1? He was like, oh, that's good too. So KOTOR 2 is your favorite Xbox game ever. Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, I enjoyed it. I got you. I liked it because that was a BioWare game. It dug into the lore of Star Wars, like before Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, stuff like that. It was kind of cool. So, well, the story of KOTOR 2 was darker, and it did have that twist at the end. I'm not going to give it away, but I enjoyed both of them. I liked 1 more than 2, but I enjoyed 2. i5, NVIDIA GPU. Okay. Yeah, because that's what I'm still in bang with buck mode. And shout out to KO 901 who donated the RX 580 GPU. Yes, the podcast is a 94 over 100. So, but shout out to J Love. Thanks for subbing, brother. So. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. You got it. You got that right, Halo Storm. Yeah. Yeah. That's right, because BioWare went on to make Mass Effect. That's right. They didn't make Knights of the Republic 2. So, yeah. Yeah, BioWare's made some great games. Baldur's Gate, Knights of the Old Republic. It's just a shame what happened with Andromeda. So, we got to leave it there, Started working a fan editor star. All right, shout out to you, Uncompetitive. Thanks for being here. So you'll be getting both KOTOR games, Jade Empire, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Yeah, I mean, Fatal, you're right. And my whole thing is now if somebody wants to complain that those games are old games, okay. I mean, but that's a legitimate observation. But what I've always said to people is that you should know that when you buy the Xbox that's what it is. So it's not the end of the world, but that's what it is. That's what I've heard Fatal say. He understood what the Xbox was and yet he still was able to get one. So there you go, Halo Storm. You're just giving your opinion, and that's it. You can now drop the mic and walk away. It's cool. I'm talking about from that Cali Rex guy. No disrespect to either one of you. Chance we may get a chance at the Mass Effect trilogy remastered. Well, in theory, right now you have a low remaster. You're talking about like a 4K remaster? I hope so. Look, I've said before, Microsoft walks out there at E3 with BioWare showing Anthem, and then Anthem throws in, oh, we're going to give Mass Effect a 4K treatment. Yeah, I'll be playing shits again. I got all three, so I'll be ready to play. So, yeah, God of War. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But it took Sony time to get the God of War. So Battlefront 2 have online. Yeah, Fatal. I heard him in Titanfall Princess podcast say he wasn't 100%. Yeah, he wasn't sure. So what now? We get a ME 4K enhanced. Like I said, I hope so. Like I said, I'm not holding my breath, but if it happens, like I said, they walk out there with the Anthem playable stuff, and then BioWare comes out there and says that, yeah, that for me as a gamer is a great moment. So what games am I playing on the Xbox One? I am playing Rise of the Tomb Raider. I'm double dipping on that, and then I'm playing. I got the Zoo Tycoon game, and I downloaded that, and I just downloaded Recore. So, and I'm Mass Effect 3. That's what I'm playing on the X. So, I know you're probably trying to figure out if I even play on my X. I do. It's on right now, and God willing, I'll be able to play that Ghost Recon thing this weekend I'll play it on the X. So, because I beat Ghost Recon on the PlayStation, so if it's free, I'll play it on the X for a little bit. So, yeah, there you go, Corey. That's all we're looking for. No, I mean it's all right to disagree with somebody. I mean, but tomato. But so yeah. I agree with Savage. Yeah, but that's not what they're doing. But I agree. So, and I just accepted it for what it is. It's a $500 backwards compat play games in higher resolution console. That's what they went for, and that's what they're doing. So, but and you got to keep your fingers crossed that they bring out some killer apps, which I'm sure they'll drop a few announcements here and there. I think their fan base will be happy at E3. I don't know if they'll be ecstatic, but they'll be happy. So, random guy, shout out to you, but PS4 does not make you a better gamer. So, yeah, you're not a gamer. Yeah, shout out to OBJ. That's what he said earlier in the chat. So, but yeah. So, what do you all know about this new Sony studio? Shout out to Robin Gaming. I saw him break this earlier today. So, is there a new Sony studio? Is what for Naughty Dog or what's happening? So, yeah. So Microsoft killer apps. Yeah, and a lot of people are predicting that. They think that the X will be just a good jump off for them to get games. So I think Microsoft's going to announce some deals with Sega and things like that. But have to wait and see. It's not if they don't, it's not the end of the world. So, Fatal, do you think that Microsoft announces some kind of partnership with Sega? Sony, yeah, Sony's making a new first-party studio. Is that confirmed? I just know it's a rumor. Did that get confirmed? Shout out to the Throwdown. They live right now. So, a new third-person game. So, it's been confirmed it's a Naughty Dog studio. They're making a third-person game. So, Sony's going to announce a new first-party studio. But if it's headed by Naughty Dog, it's not new, you know. So now I think, what if they do VR? What if Naughty Dog's working on converting all the Uncharted to VR? So I think there's a chance that's going to happen. Yeah, they did. Yeah. So not confirmed. All right. Yeah, I thought it was a rumor. So that's fine. So shout out to everybody being here. It's wow. Naughty Dog's doing an FPS. Really? All right. Yeah, Naughty Dog has got 3 teams technically. So because they've got a crash team, meaning not Crash Bandicoot. They've got like a crash team that if the game, like if they hit a production point, because they always want to deliver their games ahead of schedule. Naughty Dog does. So they always will try to bring in other people to help fix their stuff. It's like a separate team. So we'll have to wait and see. I think it's cool to speculate. I shout out to Robin Gaming because he's the one that I saw break it first, and that's no diss to the other people that ain't doing that. I'm hyped for Kingdom Hearts 3. That's going to be a big IP. People are sleeping on that. That's going to be a big IP. That game looks like a Pixar movie. So we made up of employees from studios they closed. What if is it Amy Henny? What if it's her studio? What if they go ahead and give her a studio? So yeah, that's true, Annie. That's a good one. Yeah, when I fall asleep tonight, I'll be listening to some of the damage control videos. What's the best? That's what I ask you guys. What's your opinion of the best damage control video you saw today? So, we'll have to wait and see. If they make a game, you think Sony bringing back SOCOM? No, but I want them to, Marcus. Shout out to you for subbing, man. Thanks for being here. So, yeah, I hope Sony and look, this is what I hope. If there is a new studio that Sony is opening, I hope it's Amy Henning's studio. That's just my opinion, though. So, yeah, Randolph Thor was doing damage control. Yeah, shout out to him. That was pretty funny. So, Kid Smooth video about the God of War score. Okay, so shout out to Kid Smooth. So, shout out to Playbox Gamer. What's going on, brother? So, shout out to Pony Loco. Didn't know you were here, brother. How you doing, man? Thanks for subbing. Yeah, you too, Playbox Gamer. Uncompetitive, always a pleasure. So, playing a new game. Haven't watched YouTube much today. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. And how's that Ni no Kuni 2 coming, Savage Yuga? Is it still Ni no Kuni-ish? So, I heard it was real good damage control today. So, also another question here. Again, I get this one. What's my favorite? Who's my favorite baseball team? Okay. I grew up a Reds fan, but I am no longer a Reds fan. I will use them when I play the baseball game, though. I like the field that the Reds have. I like that stadium. If you ever go to a Cincinnati Reds game, I like that stadium. But I love the way like the Yankees do business. Just the way they do business. That's what I wish the Reds would do, but they're not. So, Zaire video and podcast was hilarious. Okay. So which one you talking about? It was I did like 3. I'll never hit 1,000,000 subs. That never happened. So yeah, that's never happening. Yes, Game Pass is going like crazy. Shout out to yeah. Now what games? Yeah, I personally think their Game Pass is going to be successful. So because of the numbers, why do you think Microsoft is dropping the numbers of that's code for the developers? So I don't. What's up, Moozy? How you doing, young man? Thanks for subbing. So favorite baseball team, Sony, because they're knocking it out of the park. All right, boom, boom, boom. So, it should be warm today. It's April, but yeah, friends don't let friends buy Xbox. Oh, come on, OBJ. Yeah, I learned that Playbox Gamer. Yeah, I learned that the hard way, brother. So never again, and nothing. I'm not going to drop it in a like a group link that I'm on. I'll just put it in. I'll directly send it to their direct message. So, oh, shout out to Karate Legends. What do you think about the political correctness in the gaming community? I didn't think it was that big a deal. I don't have an issue with them because I didn't think it was that big a deal. Okay. What's up, One Stop? Shout out to One Stop for gamers. So, Game Pass is a success. See if these released without Game Pass, it would have possibly. What's going on, Support Gaming? How you doing, brother? So, son asked you for Xbox last Christmas. Oh gosh, y'all are terrible. PS5 14T flops. I personally, Marcus, shout out to you for that question. I don't think it's true, but the dev kit could be 14T flops. Remember, that's why I read that article yesterday. And you won't ever see me put PS5 back in my subject line either. It's just, when solid news comes out, I'll bring it. I mean, if Luwafa drops something else, I'll bring it. Yeah, this I wanted to read that article to you guys by Corey Shire because he's one of the journalists I do respect. So, 11 T flops. You think that's the final build number for PS5, or you think that's the dev kit? I think the dev kit is about 18 T flops. I think the final kit will be 12. So, I don't know. What's up, One Stop? One Stop, man, you gotta buy stock in Hoover or something, brother. So, oh man. 2018 E3. Okay, that's legit. That's a legitimate one. So 10 T flop. That's what I think. I think Mark Cerny has said you need 8 T flops to do it, to do 4K native. And I think they do 10. But I think they'll have the ability to unlock. But somebody was making a point about the UI may need to run on 1 or 2 of them. So I think that it'll be 12. I can see it being 12 T flops, but I'm going with 10. So Xbox 2 will come with a litter box. Y'all are silly. Navi features, let it render 2 viewpoints, so it's more like 22. Well, that's if the whole Navi thing is true. Let's just, before we can go anywhere with it, I think it'll have Navi architecture, but it'll still perform more in the Vega line. But we'll have to wait and see. Not the end of the world. So yeah. I think Xbox will always have a CD drive. So they're not gonna go away from that. They paying too much money to be to get the Blu-ray to get in there. So it is Polaris with some Navi. Okay. So PS Now getting revamped. Well, maybe they announced that at E3. We just don't know. So her review text, PS5 may have no disk drive. Well, I mean, again, it's a prediction. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. So resolution bump, no compromise. Yeah. So we went through that. But shout out to man, all you guys, man. Yeah, because it's about 11. So, but shout out to if anybody's got any more questions, ask them now. Somebody go, all right, my favorite football team. I don't have one. I'll use the I know teams personnel better than I like the team. So like I know the Cincinnati Bengals personnel, so that's who I'll use on Madden or something like that. But I'm not a Bengals fan. If they lose every game, I wouldn't care. So, but I just know their personnel. So I know kind of the routes they're trying to run and all that kind of stuff. So. You want backwards compatibility? Okay, well, J Pony Loco, we can't. If you want backwards compatibility on the PS5, then you should be excited for backwards compatibility on the X. Let's not diss it on the X. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I wouldn't mind backwards compatibility on some games on the PlayStation, but overall, ugh. So 14T flops would definitely catch fire. Probably. That's why I think that's the am I getting God of War day one? I don't know. I'm still playing MLB The Show. Remember that, guys. Remember, I was like, I'm playing my MLB I got to get out of spring training and at least get 3 games in and then go from there. So, yeah, go at them, Savage, get them. So, but again, it's okay to want backwards compat, guys. Just don't mock it on the Xbox. So, or backwards compatibility with PS4. Yeah, well, again, that's fine if you want backwards compatibility. That's cool. That's more games. So nothing wrong with wanting more games, but Xbox is using it as one of their main legs, and Sony it would be something secondary. If that I believe. So no God of War on day one. I don't know if I'll get it on day one. That's all I'm saying. So you don't think Game Pass will succeed? Well, how long has Game Pass been around? Does anybody know when they started Game Pass? So PC backwards compatibility is dead feature. Not really. PC does backwards compatibility in theory. So well, Alex, I think it's good to just help sustain. Okay, it's not making it worse, and it's not getting any better. So it's just good. It's 3.14 pi. So that's all it is. It's not making it better. It makes it a little bit better because you have access to more games, but you're not going forward with more IP. So I get what you're saying. PS5 still needs disk drive. Yeah. I don't think they're going to go away from the disk drive anytime soon. So, but I just think I don't know how much longer they're going to have consoles, because you have the X, which does 4K native 30 FPS and some 60, and so does the Pro. Let's keep it 100%. Not as much as the X, but again, the X is a year later and has more power. So so the X should do more. So April 17th. So Game Pass is roughly a year old, give or take. So how do you all think Game Pass is performing up to now? You think it's I gave it a 7. Well, I gave it a 6. I give it a hard 6.5. So yeah, both PlayStation and One Stop's right, and Xbox got a lot of 4K indies. They both do. So let's keep it a buck, okay? Let's call a spade a spade. So You give it an 8. I give it a good 6.5. So, I mean, it's not bad. It's not a bad score for me. There's not. I mean, it's not. There's enough on there for me to play, but do you need the X? You know, I mean, that's all I can say. You know, you can get the S and get a lot of the same features. Not all, but you can get a lot of them. So you get Game Pass at 9. It's going to save it. Like, all right, well, Corey gives it a 9, so that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm not knocking it. People that like it, they really like it. So yeah, I agree, OBJ. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're buying the Xbox for the ecosystem. That's what you're buying. So, and if you wanted to brag, you would say it's more the most powerful console in the world. That's fine too. It's fine too. So, because you're not lying. So, but I think a lot of them got caught up in the power narrative, and that doesn't mean it's the best. It's not. It's not. It doesn't mean it's the better version. But if you like it, I love it, and that's all I can say, man. So. A lot of people, I think, they didn't. I think a lot of people. There was a website or something I heard about. I heard about a website that was selling Xbox X's for like $300. I don't know if it's true or not. So, but guys, I'm going to get on up out of here. I'm going to go ahead and lay down and listen to these break these some of these damage control videos and to see what people were saying. So, but so that's pretty funny. But a big shout out to everybody that was here. All you guys for subbing. Wouldn't be doing it without you, and so I do appreciate it. One Stop, brother, thanks for jumping online with one of the first voices I heard. And I've said this before. One Stop with the Dream Team, and like I said, I used to sit down on Sundays in front of this computer and just look forward to what those cats are going to say every weekend, every Sunday. And I think they were a 4 o'clock podcast or something like that. I would be excited when they were on, and I was mad when they weren't. So, just wanted to say that and appreciate everything they did. And One Stop, you should bring it back one time. You know, one time. Do a dream so everybody can give you some shout outs, man. That's all. Bring it back one time. So, but all right, guys, man. I wanted to so. Damn, Red Sox won that game again. Shout out to them. So I think they're on a historic opening run or something like that. So, but all right, guys, man, we're gonna get it up out of here. Shout out to everybody that's here. One Stop, Pony Loco, Halo Storm, Kevin Kendall, Playbox Gamer, everybody that came by, Savage Jr., Fata Mephisto, Mark Camacho, Kevin Kendall, all you guys. Appreciate Andy Hart, all you guys. Thanks for coming by. Like I said, it wasn't this was random. I just wanted to, and the name of the new podcast that I'm going to do on my other channel, it will be called Random Thoughts. That's it. And I just kind of came up with that about 2 hours ago when I was on my way home. So, so hopefully I'll be getting, and that's it's a secondary channel, and it's going to have secondary content on there. So, but that's fine. It's going to be small, and that's the way it starts. And like I said, I got like 25 subs on that channel, so shout out to all you guys. But yeah, hopefully I'll be doing some content on that here soon. But all right then, guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Keep it gaming, and man, this is crazy. I appreciate it, guys. Peace out. If you go out tonight, wear white.